We are at the Project Cars Motion VR night here for E3 2016. We are with Chris and Rod. Thank you for joining us. So tell us, what is this all about?
Well, today we're doing a VR racing night. It's a collaboration between CXC Simulations to make these professional simulators that we see behind us, and Project Cars, as well as another company called Donut Media that we work with for films. So we thought we'd get together different journalists and different car company representatives, as a lot of them are in town for E3 right now, and we get together and drive in VR.
What is CXC Simulations about?
We manufacture professional level simulators for both professional drivers and for the home enthusiast.
How did you guys get to collaborate in this, and I'm guessing in the game as well, right?
So our collaboration started when I first saw the CXC hardware. I was at a trade show and I looked it over and I thought, this is incredible. We need to be talking to these people more. And I also live part-time in Los Angeles, so I looked them up, and yeah, we had a meeting and we thought, yeah, we need to work together more.
And you do just driving simulation or other types as well?
We do professional simulation for race car drivers, but also for pilots as well. And this collaboration really for us is about two companies that are at the top of their game, really making great music together. So they make some of the best software for racing in the world, and we like to think that we make some of the best hardware. So working together only pays great dividends for our customers.
And of course, you just launched the Game of the Year version for Project Cars. Is there anything else you're presenting here at E3? And how has been the feedback so far? You're, of course, working on the next game. How's the community feedback so far?
We've been getting a lot of very good feedback on the new virtual reality experiences that we've just launched. So we're compatible both with Oculus Rift and HTC Vive. And the feedback we're getting is that everyone is astounded by just how immersive it is. There's a whole new level achieved now when you're driving in virtual reality.
Are you considering the PSVR as well?
Yeah, we're looking into that. Obviously, we have to support that in the future. It's just a question of when we're going to release that.
Can you tell us a little bit more on this specific setup, how it works? I mean, because you have some really professional things going on here. This is not the setup I've got at home. So can you please tell us how it works?
Sure, so this simulator is born from a need. Race car drivers rely so much on what they feel versus what they see. So for us, it's about creating a haptic feedback simulator. Obviously, the most visual part of that is the motion system, moving the seat around. For us, that's a lightweight motion system. So very lightweight, moves in very high frequencies very quickly. But it also goes beyond that. We also use a tactile feedback system. So vibration transducers throughout the chassis. Basically everything you touch is controlled by a vibration system that we can control through the telemetry system. We have things like the seatbelt tensioner here, which compress the belts under braking, giving you a braking feel, to our own force feedback steering system, to real hydraulic pedals, because nothing feels like a brake pedal that is hydraulic without it being hydraulic. So all of those tiny details working together to create a greater physical picture for the driver. And VR for us has been an extension of that. Being more immersive makes all of the physical feedback feel more real because it fits now.
How does the software behind that works? Because of course this requires the specific collaboration you were talking about. So how does the software work for these to have every single, signal registered?
Well, we're basically simulating a car or a race car going around a track. And so we're recording all of the forces that happen to the car and also what the driver's doing. So we not only send those signals to the graphics system, which is showing you what's happening, but those same signals get sent out, and then the hardware can listen to the signals and respond appropriately.
Are you selling this commercially? So I'm saying normal players, just racing fans can get this amazing seat at home?
Certainly. Our simulators are available to the general public. Much like a car, this would be the Pagani of racing simulators. So it is very much available to the general public. It is very much on the apex of performance and thus price delta. So that limits our market to an extent. But for the professional or for the ultimate enthusiast, there is no compromise, and for them, this is the simulator.
Which are the hardware specs for the PCs running these two? I mean, this one with the 3D screens and the other one with Oculus. I don't know.
I can help you with that. So it's a Core i7 Extreme. It runs a single GPU. This one has an AMD 390X in it. And RAM-wise, I think it's in the 16 gigabyte range, all solid state. So yeah, I mean, it's a pretty fast machine. It's stock clocking and air-cooled. A lot of our simulators see non-stop usage, so exotic cooling and overclocking is a real no-no in our business because it can create some instability.
Was it very taxing for your team to get the VR running with a proper frame rate? Because of course, it's more taxing for the hardware. So how did you develop the VR portion of the game for it to run at a proper frame rate?
Actually, their integration of VR has been quite good in the sense that it's been fairly seamless for us to integrate the VR without making major changes in hardware. It's obvious that their team has worked very hard taking a game that is, we'll say, visually gorgeous, thus taxing on hardware, and being able to move that into the VR space seamlessly and maintain a very high frame rate, and something with extremely low latency. So I have to hand it to them.
Okay, thank you very much for your time, guys.